Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, Cook, Plate, and Repeat. And today we're making some creamy, tasty Southern macaroni and cheese, great for any occasion. So let's get started. So here are our ingredients. We have our elbow noodles, we have our mild cheddar, we have our medium cheddar, we have our sharp cheddar, we have our butter, we have our eggs, we have our sour cream, we have our whole milk, we have our heavy whipping cream, and we have our spices. Our spices are paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, cayenne pepper, and we have some chicken bouillon. And remember, the measurements will be in the description box below. Let's go ahead and get started by making our pasta water. All right, guys, so we filled our pot halfway full with water. We're gonna turn that on. We're gonna bring this water up to temp, and we want a roiling boil. And as soon as it gets up to temp and it's boiling, we're gonna put in our pasta. So we'll see you in a few minutes.
A few minutes later.
Our water has come to boil, so we're gonna go ahead and put in our noodles. Now, before we put in our noodles, what I like to do is I like to season the water first, okay? So this is a chicken bouillon. This is 1 tablespoon. I'm putting that in the water. And I'm gonna add some olive oil to the water so the noodles don't stick, okay? About a tablespoon, okay? So here are our elbow noodles. Open these up. We're gonna put these in, right? Now, this is 16 ounces. You can put in another 16 ounces because I'm making this for a large party, okay? So if you're not making this for a large party of people, then just use 1 box, but I'm making it for a large party, so we're gonna need a lot of macaroni and cheese. So that's 32 ounces in all. So we're gonna give this a nice stir and just let it cook. Now, you're gonna let this cook for between 12 and 15 minutes or until the noodles are al dente. While that's cooking, we're going to start cutting our cheese block and grating our cheese. Okay, so we have our sharp cheddar here, we have our medium cheddar, and we have our mild cheddar, all right? And we're going to be using our rotary cheese grater. This is a brand is Cambone. This grater will be in the description box below. What I'm doing here is I am cutting our block of cheese into blocks that are easier for our rotary cheese grater to shred, all right? I cut it just like that, and I'm going to cut the other one the same way. And if I wanted to, I could cut them even more, make it even easier. It's better to buy cheese blocks. I bought this one from Costco. It's better to buy them and shred them yourself. So we gotta lock our cheese grater. So that doesn't move. Cut this off. So shredding our cheese. Easy peasy. All right, guys, so I'm gonna dump this into our bowl here, and I'm just gonna keep going in my shredding process. All right, we're gonna start on the rest of our cheese. All right, so this is our medium cheddar. Got one last one. Do the same thing. All right, so that's all of our cheese, our 3 cheeses. What we're gonna do, we're gonna give this a good mix. I just shredded my cheese. What I'm gonna do is check on my noodles. Okay, in about 5 more minutes, these noodles will be done. In that 5 minutes, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean up my workspace.
5 minutes later.
So now we're going to make our custard. So what we're gonna be using is we're just gonna go ahead here and crack our eggs first. Just gonna give that a good mix. Now what we're gonna do is that we're gonna add 4 cups of whole milk. 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. Now we're gonna add in about 1 cup of sour cream. All right, we're gonna season each layer, right? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna season our noodles. This is gonna be for our noodles. Paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, cayenne pepper. It's gonna give that a nice little mix there. All right, guys, now our custard is done. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set that to the side, and we're gonna drain our noodles and start making our macaroni and cheese in our baking dish. Now let's go ahead and drain our noodles. Our noodles are done. These noodles are hot. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna quickly put them into our bowl because we want that heat. See that steam? That's what's gonna make our cheese nice and melty, all right? So what we're gonna do, get this stick of butter here, cut that in pieces. And this butter is already at room temperature, so it's gonna melt real quick. Just gonna mix in our butter. Okay guys, we're gonna put in half a stick of butter. So we use a stick, we're gonna put in half of the other stick, of another stick. Now, we're gonna season our noodles, all right? We're gonna take the other set of seasoning, onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, paprika. All right, guys, so you don't have to use all of this. You just wanna make sure it's seasoned throughout. Remember, we have chicken bouillon, so we have some salt in here. Okay, so I'm gonna taste this. It's almost good. Add a little bit more. I forgot to add was a little bit of salt. You can just add salt to taste. You don't have to add a lot of salt, just salt to taste. A little bit more. Okay, that's good. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add some of our cheese, okay? So all my cheese has been mixed up thoroughly, the mild, the medium, the sharp. See that steam? That steam is gonna melt those noodles. Melt that cheese. Making a little mess, but that's okay. Everybody's entitled to make a little mess in their kitchen. See how that's melting? Even melting on a wooden spatula. Look at that. That's what you want. That bowl is hot. All right, so we almost got it there. What we're gonna do soon, we're gonna add some sour cream to this. I made this recipe time and time again. Always been a hit. People ask me, how you make your macaroni and cheese? How is it so creamy? A little this and a little that, but I'm sharing it with y'all, so I guess I gotta tell them what my recipe is. So we're gonna add some more sour cream. I would say about half a cup of sour cream. As always, they say you gotta taste it, right? So that's really good. We have to use some self-control. All right, so our mac and cheese is ready. It's ready to be poured into our baking dish, okay? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna prep our baking dish. We're gonna butter that thing up. We're gonna layer our mac and cheese with our custard, and I'm gonna show you how we do that. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my workspace. Okay guys, our macaroni and cheese is ready to go into the baking dish. But before that, let's go ahead and make sure you preheat your oven to 350 so that it's already preheated and ready to go. So all you gotta do is stick your mac and cheese in the oven, okay? So we're just gonna preheat the oven to 350 degrees. All right, our oven is preheating. So let's go ahead now and prepare our mac and cheese in our baking dish. Now, I cleaned up my workspace, washed my hands. So what we're gonna do now, we're just going to butter our baking dish. This butter is already at room temperature. We gotta make sure we butter this nice and good. Not gonna leave anything unexposed. This is a 9 by 13 inch baking dish. All right, so she's ready to go, guys. Now it's time to make the macaroni and cheese. We're gonna put it in the baking dish, okay? Look at that, that's goodness. If you guys reach this part of the video, don't worry, your relief is coming. It's gonna be a party in your mouth soon. Spread that out. Believe me, it's gonna be a party in your mouth. Mac and cheese can be so good, you're not gonna want to give it to anybody else. You might be like, oh, you're supposed to make mac and cheese for a gathering. You're like, yeah, but after I made it, I didn't want to give it to you. We're gonna add a layer of cheese. See, I told you guys, you might have thought that's a lot of cheese, but when you're making cheese for a lot of people, you're gonna use every bit of it. We got some more here. Okay, so now we got our custard, right? I make it real easy, this custard. And if you don't use all this custard, it's okay. You can just use it for your next batch of mac and cheese. Better have too much than too little. So here we go with our custard. It might have a little lumps from the sour cream, but that's okay. If you want to, you can just use an immersion blender and blend it and make sure it's ball blended up nice. If you can't get it all like you want it with the whisk. All right, we're gonna set it to the side, and we're gonna add a little bit of fresh cracked pep. We're gonna add the rest of our mac and cheese on the top. We built the macaroni and cheese. What that sound saying? It's saying, eat me. I might just say some just to eat without this later while it's cooking, y'all, because I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Look how much is left. I'm gonna save that for myself. Don't judge me. I'm just trying to all of this out of there. Coming with the final layer. Make sure all of this is nice and even now. Final layer of cheese. No cheese left behind. All right, our oven is good, y'all. 350 degrees. This mac and cheese is gonna make a nice crust on the top. Fold in that cheese. Now you guys can use any cheese. I mean, you can use mozzarella if you want. I like cheddar. Just give me the cheese. Mozzarella to me is like a tease. Don't tease me. What do you think? You like mozzarella? If you do, think it's really good to go on top or in this? Put your comments in the description box below. Okay, now we're gonna hit it with some fresh cracked pepper again. Nice pepper flavor. All right, so now we're gonna put our custard. Now again, like I said before, you don't have to use all this custard. I'm not using it all. I'm gonna use almost all of it, but not all of it. That's all. So now it's ready to go in the oven. So let's put it in there. Perfection, guys. That's perfection right there. Okay guys, our oven is preheated to 350 degrees. And so we put our mac and cheese in the oven. We're gonna bake this for about 45 to 50 minutes, okay? So we'll see you back here in 45, 50 minutes. What we're gonna be looking for is that the top should be golden brown. You might say, 45 to 50 minutes, why? Well, we have a lot of mac and cheese in here, okay? This casserole dish has to get hot all the way through. Remember, it's gonna cook from the inside, from the outside in. We're gonna give it 45 to 50 minutes and we'll see you back here around that time. Okay guys, it's time to take our macaroni and cheese out of the oven. So let's go ahead and do it. All right, she's ready. She is ready, guys. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna let this sit for about 20 minutes and then we're gonna come back and take a taste test. We'll see you in about 20 minutes. Okay, so let's taste our mac and cheese, see how good it is. All right, this is exactly what I expected. Nice and creamy, not salty at all. Cheese, I can taste all three cheeses in here. And it's nice and creamy. Remember the cheeses that we used was mild, sharp, and medium. We put the custard in, which made it nice and creamy as well. So this came out really good, guys. This is a really good recipe, so I encourage you to try it. Again, my name is Jonathan, and this is my channel, Cook, Plate, Repeat, and we'll see you next episode. Have a good one.